have a lifetime appointment, but it only applies as long as they manifest good behavior. Fire Christopher Wray, head of the FBI, for using the tactic of slow-walking information requested by Congress in their investigations of the Bidens, and for refusing to give documentation to the Oversight Committee that would prove Joe Biden's connection to a bribery and money laundering scheme that involved most of his family, and a web of LLCs through which money from foreign sources was funneled to his family members, including his grandchildren. By becoming Biden's protector, Wray should be considered an accessory and subject to prosecution. Revisit the 2020 election to see how it was stolen and by whom. If filmmaker Dinesh D'Souza can find enough evidence for his documentary entitled 2,000 Mules, federal authorities should be able to do at least that much: prosecute anybody involved in the election interference and, thus, send a strong message so it doesn't happen again. Otherwise, Americans can never again trust their elections, and self-governance will have failed after more than 200 years. 75 million American voters don't believe the results of the 2020 election. A man who attracted so many people to his campaign rallies they couldn't all fit into a football stadium loses an election to a man who couldn't attract enough voters to his campaign rallies to fill a phone booth. That is highly suspicious. If under closer inspection, it can be shown conclusively that the 2020 election was rigged by Democrats with help from partisans, paid mules, weaponized agencies of the government, and foreign adversaries. Declare the entire Biden presidency as null and void. Reverse every executive order he signed. Replace every judge or political operative/bureaucrat throughout government he nominated without legal authority. Cancel every financial commitment he made on behalf of the United States. Claw back every unspent dollar obligated by Biden that Congress can find. Make Biden pay back every dollar of his presidential salary. Cancel the presidential pension Biden would have been paid. Then pray we never have to get this close to an in-house threat again. Insist through your congressional representatives that we get out of the United Nations. They are partially responsible for the mass migration of illegal aliens flooding into the country. They are financing their travel, giving them debit cards for spending money, and more. Where is that money coming from? It's coming from us. We the people. Our tax dollars that are sent to support the UN are being used to destroy the very people who finance them. Behind their strategy is the larger goal to destroy Western civilization. If that's not a fact, then why aren't they paying for people to travel into the Congo, Eritrea, Thailand, Myanmar? No, under the aegis of refugee resettlement, as though there is a humanitarian crisis like war or natural disaster. They've moved people into Western Europe and now into America. These people are not refugees. They are illegal migrants being paid to enter America in violation of our laws. If we can believe the Bible, the end game must be to eventually achieve a one-world government, when there is no national identity, no tribal culture. Perhaps people will be easier to convince to accept world governance. Breaking through our borders, redistributing migrants all across the country, taking care of illegal aliens more than our own citizens. None of this could be possible if not for the complicity of our own federal government. The Heritage Foundation has a good article on the Biden administration's culpability and mentions the involvement of George Soros's Open Society. Bottom line, we are being sold out by a corrupt administration who lies repeatedly, hides behind the complicit broadcast media's unwillingness to report the truth, and stacking the deck so nobody will interfere. If Biden is impeached, Chuck Schumer will never let the Democrats in the Senate convict him. The Attorney General, Merrick Garland, another partisan hack, will never prosecute. FBI Director Christopher Wray will never investigate any of this. When this administration fades into history, if we have a country left, we must see to it that permanent fixes are put into place to ensure none of this ever happens again. Even so, This may not stop with the next herd of Democrats unless the perpetrators of the Biden debacle go to prison and slash or are executed for treason. Then we may have a chance.